So, what all have you been doing in this lockdown?
Well, I had when the lockdown started, I had an entire time of cooking a lot of different things. I didn't know I like to cook so much. So I was baking, I was cooking, I was learning traditional Sindhi dishes. I also learned how to make avakai, which is like I love avakai pickle.
Okay.
So yeah, I spent this time kind of being in the kitchen, which I mean I used to not even know where is my the basics in my kitchen. Like I wouldn't know where sugar is or where chai patti is. But I think now I'm quite well versed with my kitchen, and I have realized that I'm actually quite a good cook.
Okay. So, any favorites from the dishes that you have cooked?
I learned pav bhaji also, and I think I'm good at it. So, and I love eating pav bhaji, so that's something
Okay.
I make very often now.
Okay. So, what about kitchen disasters? Has there been
Sorry.
any kitchen disasters? Has
Yeah,
there been?
I think when I started cooking, I was really messy. And I slowly learned that, you don't need to create such a big mess while you're cooking, and you have to keep cleaning while you're cooking. Otherwise, the cleaning looks like the most difficult part if it's done at the end. So while you're cooking, only you have to keep cleaning.
Hmm. So, I read that you were also reading scriptures
Yeah.
uh, with your mom, and so how does that help in dealing with a situation like this lockdown?
It was, see, for me, it's largely been, the time I'm spending with my parents is also getting, there's been so much knowledge that they have amassed in their lifetime. And it's a shame that as the newer generation, we don't get exposed to that because of already being, busy in our own lives and pursuing our profession or pursuing whatever we are doing. So this was a great time for me to even read some stuff which on my own I can't read and I don't understand it, but because
Okay.
my mom is there with me and she's been exposed to it over many years, and she understands what it means. So for me, that became like a thing that I could, there was someone to explain to me. So I've
Okay.
used this time with being with my parents, kind of gaining whatever knowledge they have about about our tradition, about Indian culture. So scriptures are a great way to get exposed to that.
Okay. Okay. And what about films? Have you watched any? What kind of films?
Yeah, a lot. Like I recently saw, I don't know if you've seen this, but there's a film on Netflix called Bulbul,
Okay.
which was an Anushka Sharma production, and yeah, it was great. I really enjoyed the film, and I thought it was so relevant. It was about how uh, women are. I mean, how they have been oppressed always, and once a woman kind of gets to it, she really gives it back. And how you've always demonized a woman who is trying to fight back. So I
Oh,
think the concept was really interesting. I love the casting. I thought the casting was very interesting, and they all acted so well, so I enjoyed watching that.
okay. And any other activities that you took up during this lockdown?
For me, like decluttering my home was a very important thing, because I normally was almost treating my house like a hotel, because I would come for like 3 days, and I would, like, my bags would be kept, and I would just unpack those bags and again put stuff in the same bags and leave. So I never
Okay.
really got a chance to address like the things that were lying around. Did I need them? Did I not need them? Also, I think in this lockdown, I realized that we don't need so many things that we think we need, and
Mm-hmm.
we all kind of tend to hoard things. So living a more minimalistic life, living with things that you know that there are alternatives to, and we already have those alternatives at home. Only if we were to think like that. Like, because when I got shut with the lockdown, I didn't have any weights for working
Okay.
out. I had no equipment to work out, but I still figured out my way around it.
Mhm. So,
Um,
how did you manage?
so yeah, I would just take up like brooms, and I would take up like the bucket in which you shower, right? And I
Okay.
would like put stuff into it. I'd put like heavy things of my house, like my speaker, and like, I don't know, weird things. I take whatever felt heavy enough. I would kind of put it into that. I take a haversack bag which I had, and I would fill stuff into it, and then create workouts depending on, I mean, on that. And yeah, so there are like many ways to use things, and I think this is a good time that has taught us also that we need to slowly move to a more sustainable living and not to create so much wastage. So I think I've realized that in this period.
Okay. And coming to work front, what's happening? Are there any sort of talks happening? Uh, do filmmakers pitch ideas? Does that happen right now, or
I think the number of scripts I have read and heard in this period of time, I have never done it in my career. So
okay?
I've been like every second day being exposed to something. Soon enough, I will make some announcements. But it's been a very exciting time because I've had the peace of mind to sit and view stuff, you know.
Hmm.
So yeah, that's been great for me. And yes, there are announcements coming up. Apart from, I'm doing a November story, which is a web show in Tamil for
Hmm.
Hotstar, and I'm doing a Telugu film called CT Mar, which is with Sampath Nandi sir and Gopi Chand garu. So yeah, so that's what I'm working on right now, and some more interesting uh, news should be coming soon your way.
So with these 3 months actually gone in lockdown, how are you? What is the plan regarding the schedules? I hope the call sheets haven't gone for a toss or anything. Or how are you working that out?
100%, everything is gone for a toss everywhere. It's not just in the film industry, it's all over the world that things have gone for a toss. But I think what's most important right now is first to get, you know, people's safety is the first priority at this point of time. So uh, keeping that as the first priority, everything else will kind of roll out once the government lets us, you know, do proper big film shoots, because they require a certain number of people, and whenever that is safe, I'm sure productions will come forward and start doing it, because they also need theaters to release it, and then people will only go to theaters once things calm down. So yeah, I think it's a matter of time.
Hmm.
But yeah, I mean, I guess slowly different arenas for economic growth are going to open and start. So that is definitely something that we can see in the future.
So what about your personal schedules? How are you planning it? And, has there been any intimation from the actors' bodies on how to plan your schedules?
Nothing yet. I think it's going to be individual films, you know, like films that can certain scripts and stories let you function in a confined environment.
Hmm.
Certain scripts and stories don't let you do that. So a lot will depend on what is more convenient to start off, and of course, like essentially once the industries open up, it'll be pretty much all together. But yeah, it's some time now. I don't think it's something that I can see immediately happening. It would take a little more time to open up actually.
So you talked about the November story. So
Yeah.
this first web series. So what are your expectations from this different medium, or do you see both as the same medium, cinema
No,
and?
they're a completely different medium. Yeah, like web shows are a completely different medium, and they're a very good medium for actors, because, like they say, that films are a director's medium, but TV shows or web shows are an actor's medium, because you really get a chance to explore your performances, and you can. There is a scope for interesting writing as well, because I think shows that have survived have been shows which have had good writing. So web shows are a space where you need to keep the audience engaged, because unlike a film theater where they have to get up and leave, here
Hmm.
they can just switch off the TV and stop watching the show. So as performers and as creators, we need to make sure that the content is meaty enough for them to not switch off their TV. So that's the constant quest when you're on a in a when you're shooting a web show.
And right now, Sushant Singh's unfortunate demise is what
Yeah.
everyone is talking about, and the focus has shifted to mental health of people.
Yes.
And as an actress, how do you handle the pressure of being a star?
For me, I've never really I don't identify myself with uh, just the stardom or just being an actor. That is a facet of my life, and a very important one at that, but it's still not my entire life. you know. So I have a very, very loving family. I love doing other things. Like even during this lockdown, I've loved spending the time on my own, in my own world, in my own room. I'm happy at that, you know. So I feel like, but yes, I feel like people who are experiencing difficulty during this time and who don't feel mentally good, and don't feel you know, that who actually need clinical help should seek for help. And I feel like somewhere that stigma needs to go out, that, you know, just like how we can physically fall sick, right, that also happens to us, so it's as normal and natural as that. So I think normalizing that is so, so important.
And as a star, you're expected to behave in a certain way, look a certain way, look fabulous at all times. So does that get to you at any point?
I think somewhere I feel like that is changing. There's a lot more awareness than there was when I started off my career. Yes, of course, there is always that when you are presenting yourself outside, you know, in an event, or if you are interacting with media, then, you know, then you're presenting yourself a certain way, which is great. I mean, I love dressing up. I love fashion. See, for me, these things are an extension of my personality. So for me, it's not something I have to stress about to do. Of course, I do it as a matter of profession, so I take it very seriously, and I work towards making it good, and I work towards excelling at it. But it's not something that is not a part of me. It is an extension of me that I'm expressing. So as a creative person, one is expressing myself being on screen as an actor, and another is expressing myself through fashion, expressing myself through the way I dress, and I enjoy that. So for me, it's not something that puts me in a very stressful zone. But yes, when you do it for an elongated period of time, it gets physically exhausting. So it's important that you take the time off for yourself, so you're regenerated enough to go back to work.
So recently there was this rumor about you rejecting Ravi Teja's film simply because the remuneration was not what you had expected, and you had also come out with a statement clearing saying that an actress, it's expected that actresses should always reconsider their remuneration, while that is not the same for actors, and that it's the prerogative of an actress to actually determine her financial worth. So, how do you deal with such rumors, and what do you feel about the pay parity?
So I feel like there is, you know, I think my primary concern was to clarify that that rumor was completely baseless, first of all. And the production house that we were in touch with had, I mean, they were appalled by the fact that something like this came out. So I feel like, in general, I've seen a lot of negativity that just comes out of nowhere, and it's so random that I don't have an answer to why it's there. But I think maybe two interviews were mixed up and put together. But for me, what I feel like, an actor's worth is determined by the box office collections. It's not just if today if I'm able to rake certain amount of money at the box office, that will determine my financial worth. And if a producer is willing to pay me a certain amount, it is only because it's not because I'm just asking for some random sum, but it's because I'm worth that, because that's what is my market value.
Okay.
So my market value depends on my box office success and what has been developed over a period of time. So I can't just randomly ask for a certain sum and expect it to be given to me. I have to be worth it. The market should allow me to you know, to demand that kind of a sum, and which it does, and hence producers are willing to, you know, do like you know, to kind of cast me and have me in their film. So I feel like that was a completely different interview, and this was a completely different interview, but people tend to kind of mix it up. And yeah.
Okay. And there was also this controversy about your social media post where you had posted about an All Lives Matter post, and people had criticized you because it was not really what the Black Lives Matter campaign was. So, was there a miscommunication, or what happened actually in this
I
case?
feel like people haven't really read my caption completely, and people have been, you know, for me, I put out an opinion that I strongly felt, which was pertaining to everything that was happening around the world. It was not just what's happening because we have this habit of only thinking that we need to. It's not just, we are not just a part of our country, we are a part of the world also. So just whatever was happening around me led me to express myself and put out a post, and as an artist, I artistically put it out the way I thought was appropriate. So yeah, I mean, I just put out my opinion, and I feel like that got taken into some other zone, which is fine because everyone has an opinion on everyone's opinion. So honestly, that didn't deter me from giving my opinion out anyway.
Okay.
But yeah, I think I made the point I wanted to make, and I can't sit and clarify to everyone who has an opinion on my opinion.
So finally, you're considered one of the fairest actresses here in the industry, and they use terms like milky beauty and stuff like that. While
Yeah.
but right now, there is people are actually voicing out opinions that fairness shouldn't be a criteria.
It's not.
So
It's
how do you?
definitely not a criteria for beauty, for sure. And I feel like so I started my career with a Fair and Lovely ad commercial, but I was a model at that point of time. I was a 15-year-old kid, and I wasn't endorsing a fairness brand at that point of time. I was a model.
Okay.
Those pictures were taken out during this post, and they were put all over, and it kind of like trying to kind of show that how I'm not sensitive about it. But in my career as a public figure and as a celebrity, I have never endorsed a brand that is like, I'm not endorsing fairness creams, because that's not something that I do. And I've been very open and very vocal about it, in fact, that I don't even I know that all the love from the fans is the reason they call me Milky Beauty, but I want them to know that that's not something I associate myself with. And yeah, it's a very important time to talk about that the I mean, beauty has nothing to do with color. Even saying that being fair is a certain thing is also kind of racism only. Like, either ways you're racist, right? So it's just the color is no barometer of anything. It's just a color.
Okay. Thanks a lot, Tamanna. Nice talking.
Thank you so much. A pleasure talking to you.